Welcome everyone. My name is Derek Jones and I will be the host for you for these training sessions. There will actually be 3 training videos. The first training video will be discussing the connection between the application, Rocket Responder, and Facebook, how to set it up. The second training will discuss how to use the application, and the third and final training will be the process of getting the application approved by Facebook. Don't panic, you will get approved. The reason we do it in this sequence is simply because Facebook can take up to as much as 3 or 4 days to approve the app, and so during that time period it's an ideal time for you to get everything set up, working to your satisfaction, so that when it's approved you're ready to go. So with that, we will begin our first video training section, and that is on connecting Rocket Responder with Facebook. Now, let me explain a couple things that you will probably see and wonder about, so I want you to understand what you're seeing. First off, I'm going to be, I do manage multiple sites, so you're going to see names of site pages that may not make sense to you. It's simply because I manage multiple sites. You may well be managing multiple sites as well, or you may simply be managing a single page under your business. The application is perfect for either case scenario. The second thing you'll notice is the URL. We use this as our delivery URL for our Rocket Responder application. So that's the, so you understand why the different names for everything. Okay, so to begin with that, what we're going to do is we're going to now move on to the setup. So the first thing I want to do is I want to touch a little bit on your dashboard. The dashboard is divided in 2 principal sections: your menu on your left and the dashboard area on your right. The dashboard area on the right covers your membership, the number of projects that you've set up, and it will give you an indication of the latest Facebook users. The menu on your left will show you your send message, which is a broadcast message to your entire contact base, the projects that you have, and of course account settings. And so what we want to do is we want to navigate to projects. So we'll open up projects, and now the first thing that you're going to see is my projects and a number. That's going to correlate with the application that you purchased. So if you bought the Rocket Responder 10, you're going to see 10 projects here. If you bought the Lifetime Unlimited, you're going to see what I have here. So in either case, if the number doesn't make sense to you, don't jump up and down, don't scream and yell, don't panic. Just contact our help desk. Let us know that there's a discrepancy from what you expect, and we'll get it sorted out for you straight away. So now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a new project. So you're going to come up here to the upper right corner, you're going to select Action, and you're going to select Create Project. And once you've selected Create Project, it'll present this dialog, and the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to name the project. Make it something meaningful. It can be the name of your business, it could be the name of the page you're managing. If it's an external business, it could be your own page. Literally it can be anything, but make it something meaningful to what you're doing. So in our case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to manage another site, so I'm going to simply put manage ODCGI. That'll be the name of this application. Now the next thing I need is a page access token. So in order to get that, I have to navigate over here to developers.facebook.com. Now, while we're doing this process, please keep both tabs open, the Rocket Responder tab and your Facebook tab. Now that we're in the Facebook tab on developers.facebook.com, you're going to want to come up to the upper right corner to My Apps, and you'll either see a whole listing of apps or you'll see nothing. In either case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to click on My Apps, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to create a new app. Now, you can use an existing app and you can add to or modify that existing app for the purposes of training and for you to get this all set up cleanly without getting confused by other settings in perhaps an app you're trying to edit. I recommend that you set this up as a new app. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Add New App button. And when you do that, it's going to present you with 4 options. And what we want is website. So make sure you come over here to the far right and select website. And then it will pop up a dialog asking you to choose either the name of your new app or to type in the name of the new app that you're trying to create. So we are creating a new app, so we're going to give this name Manage ODCGI. And I'm going to create my new Facebook app ID. And now it presents me with this next dialog, and the very first option is asking me, is this a test version of the app? No, this is a live version. Do not select yes here. And so then the next thing is you want to put in a viable email address, because there are active communications, particularly with the approval, and you don't want to miss those. So make sure you use a viable email address. Then it asks for what category. In general, I select business. I find that's the best category. And then I'm going to click on, in the bottom right corner, Create App ID. Now, Facebook will take you through a couple of security steps. And so in this case, it's asking me to pick the tigers. And so I'm going to pick all the panels that have a tiger in it. And at that point, I'm going to go ahead and click Submit. And apparently I know my tigers because I made it past. And now you're presented with this screen. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come up into the upper right corner where it says Skip Quick Start. So select Skip Quick Start. And at this point, it's going to present me with a screen that looks like this. Now, in some cases, you may see a screen that's got a whole slew of selections going down your left side. Or you may see the screen that you see in front of you now. In either case, what you want to make sure you do is come over here, and either the products are all listed out, or if they're not, simply click on Add Product, and it will bring up the list of products, and the product you want is Messenger. So make sure that you come over here and you say Get Started on Messenger. So we're going to click on Get Started. And then on the Settings panel, again, you select Get Started. And now it presents you with this token generation screen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick under Page, select a page, and the page that we want to select is the page that we're looking to manage. Now, as I said, I'm looking to manage the On-Demand Computer Genie page, the ODCGI page, so I'm going to select that. It then goes through a couple of security steps. Simply click through OK and OK. And then it will generate your page access token. So at that point, you want to just click in the field once. That will copy the text to your clipboard. You will then go back over to your Rocket Responder application, and in the page access field, you're going to paste that token. And so now I've got my token pasted in there. I'm going to click on Create Project. And so now I've actually created the project. I now need to save it. So I'm going to click on Save Project. And now that project has been saved. I'm going to click back over here on Projects. And you'll see I now have 2 projects. One Rocket Responder and one Manage ODCGI. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ODCGI project. I'm going to Actions. And I'm going to select Callback URL. And so in the callback URL dialog, I'm going to select the callback URL. I'm going to copy it by selecting it, doing Control-C, and then I'm going to navigate back over to the Facebook tab. Now in the Facebook tab, I'm going to the next section called Webhooks. Again, it's the next section down called Webhooks, and I want to select Set Up Webhooks. So I'm going to click on Set Up Webhooks. And in the dialog that comes up, the very first field, callback URL, I'm going to paste the callback URL. Now it's asking for the verify token in the very next field. So I'm going to go back over to my Rocket Responder app, and I'm going down to the next item, which is verify token, and I'm going to select the verify token. This will be different for yours. Yours may say something else, so don't worry about what it says, just select it. And now I'm going to come back over to the Facebook tab, and I'm going to paste that token in here. So I should see my callback URL, my token verified, and I'm going to select each of the subscription fields. So I want them all selected. And then I'm going to say verify and save. And at this point, what you should see is under webhooks, a green complete with a check mark. If you've done everything correctly, this is what you'll see. If you do not see this, then you've missed a step, you've made a mistake, something went wrong, and what you need to do is go back to the beginning of this video and walk back through it so you can get the correct response here. So now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the next portion, which is select a page to subscribe your webhook to. And so I'm going to open this up. And again, I'm going to select the page that I'm managing, which is On Demand Computer Genie ODCGI. And I'm going to click on subscribe. Now, at that point, for the purposes of this training video, we're done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be beginning the next video on how to set up the application, how to use it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be in the third video coming back to this section where you will be requesting and setting up the permissions for the application. So with that, I'm going to conclude this training video, and I look forward to seeing you on the second training video on how to use Rocket Responder. Thank you.